Okay, let us talk about the project interface of Revit. Here, as I already mentioned, we can open a recent or previous file by using this open button. When I click it, it goes to files, and if you need to open a recent file, these are the recent files. You can click it and open. And if you want to open a new file, new Revit file, you have to click this new button, and after that there's a small window there. We can select a template here. By default there are 4 templates as construction template, architecture template, structure template and mechanical template. And if you want to open a project without any template, you have to select this none option. Firstly I open a project by using this architecture template. This is the newly opened project interface in Revit, and I will introduce the parts of this interface. In the left top part, this is the quick access toolbar. You can see the cursor, and this is the quick access toolbar. In quick access toolbar there are a few buttons which you can use when we are doing our models, and as the name of the bar quick access, we can access quickly to some options or to some tools by using this button. As we can open files by clicking this button at once, and if we want to save our file, we have to click that save button, redo and undo button, print button, dimension buttons, 3D view button, section views and switch windows button. Like that, there are few buttons in the quick access toolbar which you can use when we are doing a model in Revit. If you are having user account in Revit, we can sign in by using these buttons. These are in the top part of the ribbon, and this button is for minimize the window, and this one is to restore down button, and this is for close. And just below the quick access toolbar, this is called ribbon. In the ribbon we can find file, architecture, structure, still like this. There are few buttons and these are called tabs. If I click this architecture tab open, and if we click structure, this is the structure tab, and this is the annotate tab, and this is view tab, and this is manage tab. Like that, there are few tabs there, and inside those tabs there are panels. We can see that inside that architecture tab, you can see that there are some vertical lines which separate those tools. This is build panel. You can see that like that. This is circulation panel and this is model panel, and is inside the structure tab, this is the structure panel. Like that, there are few panels inside the tab. If I recall the previous one, this is the ribbon, and in the ribbon there are few tabs like insert, annotate, analyze, like that. Inside every tab there are panels which has been separated. You can see that. As an example, this is a graphic panel, and you can see that in our default interface there is a palette called properties. You can see that properties. Sometimes you cannot see this in our default interface, but most probably this properties palette is come into the default interface. What is this? Properties interface is the interface which shows all the properties of the actions or tools we are using. As an example, if I select that wall tool, draw these walls, we can see every property of that wall in that properties palette. You can see that we can select various walls here. If you are doing something this white space, we can see the property of that action or tool or material in this properties tab. And you can see that in this properties palette there are 2 buttons as project browser 2. Actually this is not a part of properties palette. This is also a separate palette. We can use them combined to save our workspace. I select this project browser palette separately. In the project browser there are many options like level 1, level 2. I will talk those things in our videos in the future. We can use our cameras in the project browser palette. If someone cannot see that project browser palette and the properties window in the default interface like this, we can take it into the workspace by using this method. In the ribbon there is a tab called view, and in this view tab there is a panel and option for user interface. In the user interface you have to click this checkbox if you need that windows or palettes into the user interface. If I click this project browser, you can get that project browser into the user interface, and if you need system browser you have to check that checkbox, and if you need properties browser, check that checkbox. And there are few other windows which we can take into interface, and if you don't need to take it into interface, we can remove it. The white space which we can see when you open a project is the workspace we have to do our models. You can see that there are 4 square shaped items there. These are the just like cameras, but if you are opening your project without using a template, you can't see it. I can see these because I have opened my project by using architecture template. Otherwise we cannot see these 4 items. These are like cameras in the workspace. This white space is the workspace which are used to model our designs. And if you need to move this project browser window or the properties window into inside this workspace, you have to click and drag them into the place which you want. Okay, you can see that there are few very small bar there. This is the navigation bar. In the navigation bar, this 2D and 3D wheel buttons are there. If you are using 3D view, this is the 3D cube, and we can move that cube like this by dragging. Left click and drag like this, and we can use this zoom option. We can zoom by using that zoom option too. This is the navigation bar, and in the bottom of the left part, these are the options which we can use to change our view in the workspace models. We call this bar as view control bar. In this bar there are many options, like you can see that coarse, medium, fine. This is the detail methods of the models we are modeling the workspace. If we change this one, we can change into a rough, coarse, or medium or fine method of detailing. And here there are few options. This is the options of graphic display, wireframe like this, hidden line like this. You can see the changes in the model, consistent color, realistic view like that. There are many options in this view control bar. If you need to render the model, you have to click this one, and this is the render window. You can set the sun path also by using that sun setting options in the view control bar. And if you are doing something in workspace, you can see that our bottom part of the left side is always changing. You can see that when I click on that wall, click to select tab or alt N, there are few things in the bottom part of the left side. We called it as status bar. It means it always shows the status of our project we are doing. And you can see that in the bottom part of the right side, there are few buttons which you can use in our models, and we call this as section toggles. By using these section toggles, we can pin elements and we can drag element into selection like this. There are few options in the section toggles too. And this is a rough idea of the user interface in our project, and I will start doing models in my next video. Thank you.